Hello, my name is Bridget Bollinger, and I decided to focus my interest on children living in poverty in my community. And my advocacy was centered around providing needs to the children in my community that are living in poverty. So, our first big assignment for the class was to research our community and find a need that was not being met. I found one that I was also passionate about. After thinking about my community and my place in it, I discovered there are many children in need, and about 1 in 4 children, so about 25% of children, go to school hungry every day. After researching this, I also discovered organizations such as the Children's Advocacy Alliance in Nevada that are working hard to make sure that children are provided for, even if their parents can't do so. I discovered the issue of child poverty pretty quickly after my fiance's daughter started kindergarten. I was looking around and I was seeing children going to school without lunch boxes, without jackets. And what struck me the most was during the first day of school when I was handed a letter about child lunches. The teacher later described to me that a lot of children aren't even signed up for school lunches, let alone provided school lunches for their parents. After getting to know a lot of the parents, I discovered that many of them are unable to provide the basic necessities of their children, even if they are getting government help. I wanted to focus my advocacy on the children in Las Vegas. I feel like creating an advocacy plan for such a small group of children will be more effective. Assisting with basic needs such as food, clothing, and schooling. In my advocacy plan, I started goals to help accomplish my focus. These goals included finding out what children needed the most and what they lack the most. Finding an organization that can assist in finding these needs and providing resources for children that I cannot provide on my own. Utilizing social media as a way to educate people and create a platform for advocacy and possible place for donations. My leadership role was based on servant leadership traits of building a community, empathy, and listening. I feel like these 3 traits were very important to figuring out what needs weren't being met with the children in my community. In order to understand what people are struggling with in my community, I need to be able to listen to the parents and the children. Using empathy will allow me to relate to the children and the parents and help me assess their needs and how I can step in and help. In hopes of showing children the importance of supporting our communities, I work to build a community and relate the issues to the community. This way, people will feel more invested and see how important it is for our children to go to school with everything they need and ultimately graduate. If a child doesn't graduate, then our community will ultimately suffer. I learned a lot about my community and all the needs that are not being met in terms of the children. I discovered the importance of working with local groups and legislation to get certain things accomplished. In order to see the change, there must be preparation done in order for real change to happen. Children have a hard time having their voices be heard. So in order for their voices to be heard, I feel as though we should step in. One in 4 children suffer from hunger in the Las Vegas area. 23% of children live in poverty. Success in school and ultimate graduation is so much harder to obtain given the fact that almost 25% of the children go to school without their needs being met. These statements help me understand that sitting in class and listening to teachers and getting your work done is going to be so much harder if you're not going to school being fed or you're being bullied because you aren't showered. Little things like that. The main challenge that I faced was not seeing the issues that needed to be addressed and not knowing how to properly address them. I discovered how low the graduation rate was, but struggled to know what I could do in the child's life earlier on to fix these issues. I think that sometimes I predicted an outcome instead of actually trying to find out what the outcome would be. I also had a hard time getting further than talking to my community and creating a plan. I wish I could have had more time to actually implement real change and create a functioning advocacy plan. In the future, I would like to apply my future teaching job to my advocacy work. I have found that my passion is working in trying to help children who are living in poverty. Researching the Children's Advocacy Alliance of Nevada and seeing what they do in my community really inspires me to do something similar to help children get their needs met and hopefully end up graduating one day.